All right, drone video for Tract 11 at the White River. It's about a 10-acre property. You can see the red truck there. That's on the road. That's about in the middle of the property, and we're looking southerly or southwesterly. You can see the White River to the south there. So this is actually extremely close to the river, a few hundred yards to the west, and there is a pretty good access point too, which is kind of unusual for the area to have an access point to the river. So this is a late summer video, and it's looking like it's later in the day. You can see all the shadows on the trees, so that the sun is probably starting to drop down a little bit, causes those shadows. But it makes it easy to tell the mixture of timber. Not necessarily the types of each tree, but I mean, you can see there's a lot of different types of mature timber on here. The main trees we've been seeing out here on these tracks would be red oak, white oak, hickory, some chestnut, some black walnut actually. A lot of different species. Mostly hardwood from what we can tell, but a few pine trees. Some of the tracks have a few cedars. I don't know if this one might. And I'm thinking with the drone, we're kind of maybe getting our bearings here. That's going to be the easement road. These tracks have an existing road system that's been in place probably 100+ years. And there's the red truck there parked on the road. So this area itself actually has quite a bit of history. This is Independence County, Arkansas. And the properties, this property is about maybe 10 or 12 miles northwest of Batesville, Arkansas, which is the county seat for Independence County. It's northern Arkansas, so still considered the Ozarks, similar to southern Missouri, and similar topography. You've got the hills and the hollers, very pretty. And we've been doing a lot of looking straight down, but I'm sure any moment now we're gonna, there we go. Okay, so now we're actually looking northerly, or northwest, I guess, and that is the White River. Extremely popular river. Fishing and canoeing and all that good stuff. That's a hydroelectric dam right there. There are 3 of them between Batesville and here, essentially. That's number 3. And that's Penter Bluff, I believe. Mile or so to the north, maybe 2 miles. Huge cave in Penter Bluff that they discovered. Quite a few caves in the area, actually. And speaking of, if you look at the topography of this property, the road comes in. That's where the truck is parked, as we said. Road comes in on a fairly wide ridge, and then the property slopes down on each side. Road comes in diagonally, and to the southeast side drops all the way down to a valley. You've actually got the base of the valley going diagonally across the property. So if you've been looking for a property where you can kind of search around and maybe find a cave or find a spring or find some cool rock formations, this could be a really interesting one to check out. It's got the right topography for all of those things. And there you can see it to the right there. So that's the valley we were just speaking of. We're actually looking northeast right now. And I believe well, we'll see how far down in the valley we go. Oftentimes we'll try to get a look and see if there's any water flowing in the bottom, of the ravines. It looks like a big sycamore tree right there, and can't really see any, but that's pretty normal. Oftentimes, even if it was flowing a little bit, it might go underground and pop back up again. That's typical for the Ozarks, but this would be a wet weather creek bed, if anything. And I'm just going to pull up the topo map and see what that shows. The topo map does show a blue line there to indicate the presence of water at certain times, but it's just not going to be a year-round creek. But you're going to have some really cool rock formations, as we said earlier, potential for caves. anytime that we've discovered a cave, even a small cave, it's generally been in that kind of topography. You've got the hillside with some type of either creek bed or a wet weather creek bed at the bottom. So now looking northerly and flying northeasterly over the property, right at the bottom of the video, that's going to be the ridge through the middle of the property. It's checking out the river. Extremely close to the river, but not in the flood zone, which is fantastic. And that has to do with the topography of this particular tract, Tract 11, and also the fact that if you just noticed when we were looking at the river, on the other side, there's a huge open field or meadow, and so in the event of some kind of major flood, it's got to fill up that entire meadow before it starts coming across to this side. Obviously, on this property, you would not want to build down at the base of the valley in that wet weather creek bed. But other than that, I mean, there's just no mapped flood zone related to the White River. Now, I don't know if that's a trail or if that's the road. I kind of lost my bearings here a minute ago. The deer and the turkey out here, phenomenal. These have had very little hunting pressure for the last several decades. So that, I mean, just, yeah. The guys put out some game cams when we started this project, and within a few weeks, really, a few days, but certainly within a few weeks, they had just tons of photos of deer and turkey and a lot of wildlife in the area. So I don't know if we're looking for the truck, because that's the road. That's probably where the road splits, just about at the northeast corner of the property. Yep, I think it is. So this is close to the gate into the Tracts. And obviously you can check out the listing page to see the other videos. We'll have an intro video where we use the map. That should be pretty helpful. I'm sure we'll have a ground video where we take a quick look at it from the ground. We're kind of spinning around here. Whoop. So that's, I'm not sure. Okay, so now we're flying southwesterly, and we're directly over the road that goes through the property. All different types of trees down there. It's kind of a cool shot, I guess. You're going to have big mature timber, you're going to have young timber. It's a good mixture. After the property's been paid for in full, you'd be welcome to do what you please with the timber on the property. Be fun to do some kind of log hunting cabin, perhaps. And like I said, there's quite a bit of tall timber on here, so I would sure think there'd be enough for a pretty good-sized cabin, hunting cabin or a little vacation cabin or whatnot. But yeah, that's it for the drone video. Check out the other videos. Beautiful property. Like the way it has that wide ridge and close to the river, obviously, as well. So if you have any questions, just let us know.